All right, and we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. Hope all is well. Currently, I'm in Thailand right now. It is daytime, but it's going to be probably nighttime for most people that see this in America on the East or West Coast. This show right here was a dedication show to the Honorable Kevin Samuels. I'm going to play some of his a few clips as we get people to come on in the room. The reason I'm doing this show is because today rather, I had a show. It was about, the countries opening up. And I know a lot of guys really want to like check in, call in, or pull up to the show and just, have a discourse about the passing and about the life of Kevin Samuels. So this is going to be a good show. We want to celebrate his life. This is very hard news. I've been seeing shows from a lot of people. Some people have been doing videos. Kevin Samuels, to some, would be a controversial figure. He was a black male, successful, and he told the truth. And a lot of times he didn't tell the truth. He didn't try to candy coat everything. He just told the truth, straight shot. He was like the dating version of Gordon Ramsay. All right. So shout out to MJ Hines III. Like I said, this is going to be a show celebrating him. I'm going to play a few of his clips from him right now as people come in the room. I'm going to drop a link so you guys can come on the show and we can have a discourse about, our good brother Kevin Samuels. So let me go ahead and play some of the clips real quick for the family. Here we go.
I want to hear shit from you talking about you being broke. If you're not working in 60 hours minimum a week that you're getting paid for, turn off YouTube, Instagram, whatever, and get your ass out there. Go down there and work at McDonald's, Circle K, get you a job. I don't care about your pride. You can't be proud and broke at the same time. Go work, and then you take that money you make from your part-time job, invest some of it, invest most, take half of it, invest it to your future. The other 50%, the other percentage, take some, have some fun, go buy your belt, then invest in self-improvement. Get you a high-income skill. Get you something that's going to give you high-value skills that you can market on, that you can leverage on the marketplace. Whether you're working in corporate America or whether you're going to be doing your own entrepreneurial thing in the future. But men, if you're working, the harder you work, the luckier you get, the more exposure you get. And how the world works. You're running on override. Men build the world that you live in. Oh, okay. Who built that house or apartment you live in? Was it a crew of women? Who designed the metal work? Who put in the floor, the plumbing, the electrical system, the heating? Who put that in? The car you drive, was that built by a crew of women?
So women are not capable of doing none of those. None.
You're not good at it. And when given a choice, excuse me, because when given a choice, because women are free today, right? And you're educated, right? Then why don't we see 51% of the construction workers as women? Why don't we see 51% of the engineers as women? Why don't we see 51% of the plumbers, electricians, military, train operators, heavy, dangerous work as women? Because when given an opportunity, women segregate themselves into more comfortable positions.
Ding, ding, ding.
Men do the dangerous work. Women are rushing to OnlyFans thinking that it's the new .com, the new real estate, and they're realizing that there is no sustainable way to project this out for over 5 years. So carry your cell phone, and when OnlyFans stops, Subway will be hiring.
Oh my God, mic drop.
The news today. You see what I said. Shout out to you OnlyFans girls down there in Miami. I told you, when content is a wrap. I said it, and that's what came to pass. So all these new entrepreneurs on OnlyFans, I tried to told you, you didn't want to hurt your godfather.
Black women have been my enemy my entire life.
They've been your what?
My enemy.
And what do you do for a living?
A musician and an Uber driver.
What?
I know.
Are you serious? Are you trolling me? Ninja,
no,
what?
I'm not.
Ninja, what? Your enemy is your pocketbook.
I know.
Don't come here and talk about black women. Man, see? I mean, are you being serious, bro?
I remember that. Remember
I
this one?
am, but the finances is definitely something that
No,
I'm
no,
working on.
no, hell no. A black woman who's doing you actually came in here to tell me that you've dated a black woman who's pursuing 2 dual doctorates.
I'm a PhD.
And you're a goddamn
Yeah.
Uber driver and a musician. That's not a problem, except you frame black women as your enemy, and your enemy is your inability to be productive on a serious level.
Mm. So let me stop it right there for a moment.
To mother a child, but I'm afraid.
Let me stop it right there for the family real quick. Okay, here we go. Shout out to Kill Deuce in the building. Shout out to you, bro. Do me a favor, fellas. Make sure you hit that like button when you come in the room. I know this is a late show, but it's going to be a good one. I promise you. All right. So I want to stop it right there just to show you guys that Kevin Samuels was a balance. All right. He was tough on men and he was tough on women, but men are, we used to hearing, tough talk. We, for the most part, most of us, some of us are not, we have a breakdown in, family right now. So you do got a lot of emotional males out here. But some of us are used to that tough talk, and we admired and listened to Kevin Samuels. He was an older gentleman. A lot of people took advice from him as far as, dating, as far as, dressing, improving your lifestyle, improving your style. And what I liked, and I said this before, I said this yesterday in the stream, that what I really liked about Kevin Samuels is he showed people, you know what I'm saying? He just wasn't all talk. He was an example by his lifestyle of becoming successful, when he was older, basically. And I see a lot of guys, especially black men, that give up, once they hit 45, 50, 55, they feel like it's over. They settle into, comfortable jobs, relationships. They let their women run all over them. They become, real simpy when they get older in age. They just, it's just a, whole mess because their whole goal in life is the woman, basically. They put a woman in a pedestal. And when they obtain that woman, 30s or whatever, late 20s, early 30s, 40s, when you retain the woman, it seems like you get comfortable and that's the all be all for your whole life. When your life really as a man is supposed to be about your purpose and what you can do to improve not only your situation, but the situation of others. All right. It's about what mark can you leave for the world. It's not necessarily supposed to be all about the women. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where a lot of guys go wrong, because when they lose that woman, that wife of 20, 30 years or whatnot, or they go through a few bad relationships, they just give up on life in general. I've seen it my whole entire life. All right. Guys don't make it out with they women, they have, baby moms that kind of threw them through the courts, or, bad marriages, bad divorces, and they just kind of settle in and they feel like it's over with at 50, 55. Kevin Samuel showed you that, you can be successful. In some cases, yes, there's a strong woman behind every strong man. That could be generally true. But nowadays, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. In this day and age, especially if you're in America, let's be honest, the average American woman isn't really built to be that helpmate, that helpmate or that assistant to you for your purpose. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. And that's not a generalization. That's just saying in most cases, these women doing their own thing these days. And that's what Kevin Samuels was addressing, because it hurts on both sides, in my opinion. It hurts when the women get older and they lose their, sexual market value, and they hit the wall or whatnot, and nobody wants to date them anymore, and they're outside the loop. And it hurts, for guys sometimes, because, we get older and, women start to want us for, pretty much monetary reasons or whatnot. And we don't have that genuine take care of love that some of our grandparents had that were married for 40, 50 years. Our grandparents got married 18, 20, 23, 24. They was already married. All right. So Kevin Samuels came from a generation where he really wanted to mend the community again, the black community in particular. But, he became mainstream, and a lot of people listened to him from all ethnicities. I was out here a couple of days ago moving and shaking around, And the white guy was like, hey, man, that's sad what happened to Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. He had a big market of people, all right? Because you do have people that want the family structure to work again. They want traditional family, all right? And Kevin Samuels was giving women a harsh reality check in what they need, all right? I'm going to bring you on this in a second, Yogi Yoga. I see Yogi Yoga in the building. That's what's up. So, and another thing, I want to say this about the going back and forth on social media. I posted a few things. Women, made negative comments about Kevin Samuels. Guys made negative comments about Kevin Samuels. I even had to kick one of the guys out of the group yesterday because he was just going too hard. It was not just his opinion on Kevin Samuels, but he just kept going in, calling guys different names, derogatory names. So I let him go out the group. But, despite what you think, the brother was very successful. And he wanted to see things work. He wanted to, he wanted people to be in fruitful relationships again. And he gave people a cold, harsh reality. If you was broke, if you was doing dusty, he was going to tell you, hey, bro, you dusty. Women ain't checking for you right now because you're not on your square. You're not on your square. You need that guy to be like that. Sometimes people have to hear, because when you hear nothing but nice things all the time, you get, a false sense of value. I say that all the time, people try to compliment people and all that good stuff. That's good. But sometimes you need that check. You need that harsh reality to set in so you can do better in life. We all need that. And women in particular extremely, extremely need that, because they've been buttercup their whole entire lives. From when they was little girls, all the way from teenagers, even if they had a dad in the family, what I've seen from my personal experience being here for 40 years, I see a lot of cases in America where the guys in the house weren't really, they was more like a beta husband. They was more of a beta provider than the actual husband. And to pull their door to the side and say, hey, give her some type of harsh reality to help her in her journey. It might hurt her feelings at that point. But the women that never heard that, when they get to 30s and 40s, they still have that Disney World, reality, which is not reality. All right. And that's the issue. That's what Kevin Samuels was really attacking more than anything. The reality of dating for men. He was telling women what men really want, because men have been silent for the last 30, 40 years. We don't say anything. We just kind of take it with ease and keep it moving, But I'm going to be honest with you. Outside the United States, and I tell, my American sisters this all the time. All right. Outside the United States, the dating gets treacherous. It's almost non-existent. All right. And you do got women out here that are live, make videos and YouTube channels about them dating overseas. I'm going to tell you, you got the best crop to select from in America, or I would say Western society, hands down. All right. These foreign guys are not checking for American women. I'm just going to be honest with you. All right. And if they are, they want that bag from you. They want to get into America from you. I've heard people like, and what's her name? I forgot the girl name, but she was saying, we've been on this little back and forth on YouTube about, women dating overseas. And she was talking about how her homegirl got married in Mexico and her homegirl got married in Brazil. It was all BS, bro. Trust me, it's all BS. The women that I know that have lived in Brazil or been out there in Colombia with me, they'll tell you in 5 minutes straight, these guys ain't checking for us. They rather date an American guy. They will be trying to check for you over there more so than they'll be trying to check for you in America, because in America, things are turned around different. When they get overseas, they find out a harsh reality like, damn, I need to go back to America, or I have to date an American guy, because the American guy is going to give me way more respect than these foreign guys going to give me. All right? Because a lot of foreign men, they expect things to be a certain way, and it's concrete, and they're not tolerant of anything else. I'm going to be honest with you. 35. Kevin Samuels, his last few videos, he was saying 35. You hit 35, it's a wrap. In most countries, I'm going to say 85%, maybe even 90% of these foreign countries, the age is 25. After 25, you are considered to be undesirable if you are a woman overseas in 90% of the world. You know why? Because the men of that society have already decided that you have had too many sexual experiences by default of your age. All right. That's what they're going to assume. They're going to assume that you're sexually damaged all right, or something is wrong by you being over 25 and you being unmarried or not having any children, all right? That's what they're going to assume. So he gave women a whole extra decade to get together in America. And I'm telling you right now, if you're over 35 and you're a woman, and you might get upset with what I'm about to say because I know I got more subscribers, and I got some women subscribers now. I'm just giving you the truth. And I got homegirls out here in Colombia, well, not out here, but in Colombia and Brazil, and they'll let you know right off the rip that, hey, these dudes, they just want to check or they just want a green card or something. Let me bring some of the guys in the room. We're going to talk about Kevin Samuels. All right, guys, let me bring Yoga in the building and Darko. Guys, do me a favor, keep it clean for me. And, let's go ahead and get this party started. Let's start off with you, Yoga. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on, Black Man's Travel? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I sure can.
You in Colombia now or Thailand?
I'm in Thailand currently.
Okay. Yeah, Kevin Samuels looking at it from the business aspect. He mastered the skill. His skills was image consulting, styling. Mm-hmm. He harnessed that skill, mastered that skill, and then took that set up where he could do business, set up a marketplace where he can interact directly with consumers. And he didn't have a brick and mortar, but he was doing consultations, $1,300 an hour. They said that O'Shea Duke Jackson and attorney Dennis Erling said that he shared with them, one of his hot months was $700K a month. Mm-hmm. With super chats, YouTube's consultations, and stuff that he had going on. Mm-hmm. So I definitely give a big salute for Kevin Samuels in that business aspect. And I say Kevin, he was able to eat off of the negativity or the delusion of people in a refusal of coming out of the delusional world. It was like they just like with the hair weaves, it's a delusion. And so mm-hmm. Kevin set up his show, and the titles of his show where it was like flies to feces. They came mm-hmm. every night. They came every night, and they couldn't stop coming and logging on to a show. So Kevin made the 20 million in 2 years, the 25 million, and whatever he made in a short amount of time is because he knew how to set the conversation and expose all these women, and they can't stop it. They night after night called in. So how can we move forward, get another business model, a continued extension of this type of business model, and make a 20 million in the next 2 years, and have it where the money comes from the people who so-called hate, the people who so-called disagree. So it's a lot of money right now being made, and Kevin Samuels showed that model. And I see somebody else, another smart, shrewd business brother who's picking up on the Kevin Samuels model. If you notice, Tariq Nasheed, now he's going live on Twitter Space, on Instagram, and he's giving all the non-foundational Black Americans, all the people who want to say bad things about Black Americans and feel that they cotton pickers and the carters and all that. And now he's doing the same like it's Kevin Samuels. He's almost 24 hours online because immigrants want to take shots at the foundation of Americans saying they want reparations. So it's almost like the same thing what Kevin Samuels did, say, hey, modern women, you're not up to par this way. How are you going to make it into your older age? And just kept putting it in the title that night. And they kept coming. And I see Tariq Nasheed doing the same Kevin Samuels business model. Hey, they want to go against, they want something to go against, to basically something to hate, to tear down. And we see what this society is now. You can make millions of dollars in a short amount of time giving people something to tear down. And that's what Kevin did. He came out clean every night. He never got down to their level. And he was looking to tear him down, take the smile off his face, and trip him up. And so it's a lot of money as a Black man traveling, a Black man being successful. We got to start looking at it. Hey, It's a game to take us down, to take the smile off our face, to make it where we ain't getting off of these airplanes and going to foreign lands and different exotic women trying to see what we're about. So that's just, word to the wise for the rest of us. It's money to be made, and them want us to not be happy, basically.
That's facts. That's facts. Mr. Darko, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Good evening.
What up?
Just rest in power to the great man. I mean, they don't even know what they've unleashed. They've just unleashed an atomic bomb, man. You know what I mean? Like that's basically what they've unleashed. They don't even know what they started, because now, you know what I mean, all the men are awake now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter what color, what creed, whatever. We understand now that, you know what I mean, like, that they're on their code. It's time for us to be on our code. And I think from now and to the future, what's going to need to happen is that all the brothers in the manosphere space, we got to come together. There's got to be rules, regulations. There's got to be a code, you know what I mean, that none of us can break. And then from now on, no more females in our space. You know what I'm saying? Because we've had too many women that came and ate off of ate off our membership, and then got the clout from us, and then went over there and started shitting on us. My bad, my apologies. But you know what I'm saying? They went over to their joint, you know what I'm saying? Because I know Paris Milan was on Ocean, got a lot of views off of Ocean and other guys, and all of a sudden switched
she blew up. And she got more subscribers too.
Exactly. You know, and the same thing with them. So they come to us like snakes in the grass, and then as soon as they get their membership and they get their money up, you know what I mean, it's effort. So all right, so that's what it is then. It's bet. Any chick that wants to come to the space, they gotta give up 30% of all their earnings for life off the bat. You know what I mean? we gotta put them on the stroll, because we've been too close to them. The reason why we get disrespected is because we're the only men on the planet that don't make them work for it. You know what I'm saying? Every other man on the planet, they make them break themselves for them to even be worthy of them. We're the only ones that give them everything for nothing. So they just take it for granted. They take our kindness for weakness. You know what I'm saying? So from now on, it's a wrap. From now on, the our main constituents, the main men that we have to focus on is the young 15-year-old that's on his way up. You know, make sure his mind is right. So by the time he's 18, he's got mentors that's going to show him how to get a passport at 18. He's going to know where to go. You know what I mean? Overseas with the SYSBM, he's going to have to know. I mean, he's going to know how, you know what I mean, how to code, how to invest in the stock market. You know what I'm saying? Working that 80 hours a week, getting his money up, you know what I mean, doing real estate. That's the new model now. You know what I'm saying? Because there's not going to be anybody that's going to be able to match and recreate what Kevin did with the women. That's dead. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest with you, any man now that tries to do it is just going to be a dude that's trying to get his Derek Jackson on.
I disagree.
To be honest with you, but it's not going to come off as genuine. It's going to come off as.
Hold on. They don't. A brother don't have to do anything. All a brother got to do is be successful and put yourself out there where they can see you on this social media stuff, and they will try to take you down, brother. All you got to do is be successful. See, that's all Kevin did. He presented an image of success, and then they want to tear it down. All you got to do is be the brother that's traveling the world on your business, and then highlight that stuff every night. Show the world where they can click in and see it. Then they'll take you. They're gonna want to take you down.
Yeah, that's automatic. Well, what I was talking about was like having a show whereby he actually spoke to women. I think from now on, there's gotta be it's like Thanos. We gotta just, you know what I'm saying, we gotta snap our fingers and just completely divorce from the simps, you know what I'm saying, and the women, and we just focus on ourselves and building our world. There's enough of us and there's enough men out there now that we can build our own economy, and we could be helping ourselves get bread. You know what I'm saying? BMT right now, you and the other brothers that are already overseas doing it, God needs to come together to build a little coalition so that you can actually start showing dudes how to go, and then actually, you know, offer different, you know what I mean, plans, you know, different different vacation plans and stuff like that. That's really got to be the next move, because at the end of the day, we can't be individual anymore. It can't just be like, I'm just going to show you and then you got to do it yourself. Guys got to be walk hand by hand, and you got to walk them through it. Where, you know what I'm saying, whether you got to develop a website where guys can go to get services, whereby, all right, if I want to go to Colombia, You know what I mean? I can go to BMT's website. Like there's different travel plans. You know what I'm saying? If I want to go there for a weekend, this is how much it's going to cost. It's got to be done. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be done. Whereby, all right, we see.
Yeah, most definitely. We're gonna have a lot of that stuff covered in the mobile app we're coming out with, like the next couple of months.
That's really got to be the future, and then we all got to help each other out, promote. So when your app comes out, BMT, you can go out to all the different, all the different pages, all the different YouTube guys in the manosphere, and be able to promote it. You know what I mean? Be able to build it up. You know what I mean? Get the membership you need, and that's it. And then from there, we just build ourselves, and no women.
Yeah, I like what you said at the beginning. What you were talking about as far as I like what you said at the beginning as far as guys gotta get definitely more on code with each other. I noticed that these other races of guys, they kind of they have their back and forths too. They don't all be in agreement or anything like that magically, but when it comes to certain things, specifically their women, which is an integral part of their society, they get on code quick as hell.
Real quick,
especially the Middle Eastern guys. They don't tolerate none of that.
We gotta be harder. We gotta be like the.
Yeah, hold on. I didn't mean to put you on mute, bro. I wanted to finish what I was saying. I didn't want you to interrupt me. But I see other guys, races of guys. They get on code when it comes to the women, and unfortunately, I don't know why that as a group of men, we're supposed to have all this game and all that stuff, but for some reason, you have a lot of guys that think by being nice and telling women what they want to hear will get them. You see that all the time. You see all the pandering going on, especially at the passing of Kevin Samuels. You see a lot of the pandering going on, and it's still women don't like nice guys, fellas. You gotta check them. You gotta keep them in line. Not only individually, but as a group too. Our women have, a lot in generalization. They've kind of fallen to the wayside. They took the poison pill of feminism and other situations, government assistance to kind of run the man out of the household. And you see a whole generation of children that are, desperately need discipline. And they need fathers. They need direction. They don't have that. So Kevin Samuels came in and he tried to correct that from a generation of women. And you have to be harsh. You have to say things the way they are. To got to give them some type of reality. Otherwise, they won't have the reality. You will have women out here, 55, 60 years old, throwing on hot dresses and going to the clubs like they're in their 20s and thinking that's cool.
I just saw that today.
It's not cool, Go ahead. What you saying, Yoga?
I was just saying I saw that today. When you said I'm seeing grandmamas throwing on hot girl dresses and stuff like that. I'm like, I saw that today. So I'm like, whoa. You got a whole purple hair and you're a grandmama? I'm like, wow, you 58 years old for real, and you got the whole purple weave.
Yeah, it's a breakdown of the black family, man. It's dysfunction because the grandmother is supposed to be the deity of the family. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to hold your grandmother up with grace and pride. That's your family bloodline. That's your legacy. But now they get caught up like all the other young girls get caught up. It's like the maturity level in America has gone down. From 50 to 18, you see it all the time.
It's Sodom and Gomorrah, and we're living in the last years, in the last decade of a fallen empire. Like literally everything that's happened now happened in the last 100 years of the Roman Empire. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is that there's no barbarians or Visigoths that's going to come. You know what I'm saying? It's basically just a wave of immigrants coming over the Mexican border, and they're just gonna just tear up the different cities. So I'm already looking at places overseas to move to. Hopefully, by the end of the year, I hope to be in Dubai to start my business. But like we gotta teach dudes that they gotta get their lifeboats. They gotta find a country that they're comfortable with. That when things hit the fan, you know what I'm saying? They got things established, they got things moving, and that's where you come along and the other brother that's already been out there, and you already know the lay of the land in other countries like Colombia, Thailand, now Brazil. This is a viable business where guys can be able to have other avenues to be able to go out there when the other shoe drops. You know what I mean? America is really this right now, and every brother that's listening to the sound of my voice, America is the place only to get money. Get your money, build your wealth, get that residual income, but then go overseas, find your woman, and then go overseas where you can rest your head and have an actual good night's sleep. Because right now is a war zone.
Where your money can work for you. Your money goes a whole lot further.
America is a war zone.
And in most cases, the food is healthier. So you winning several times over when you decide to move overseas, man. And other ethnicities of people have been doing this for last 50, 100 years. They all sort of saw the writing on the wall. I think for the most part, the dominant society keeps up a little bit more. Black people, we kind of keep up more with celebrity news and sports and all that, and that's all good and dandy. But a lot of us, we hear a second wind that, hey, the American economy is crashing. You might want to try to sow seeds in another country where it's a little easier to maintain, and your American dollar goes a whole lot further. How long can you pay rent for $3,000 rent a month in America before you get sick or something, goes down, you lose your job, and you're in the poorhouse in America? Well, if you do like Yoga doing, you buy some land over in DR, you got a house that's paid for, it's built, you built your own house. You can say, you know what? I'm tired of this American struggle. I'm gonna go to DR and post up there until things blow over a little bit. The inflation rate goes down a little bit, And keep in mind, it's a lot of tax breaks when you live overseas as well. You get tax breaks from America, and you get tax breaks from, especially if you don't take a job from one of the locals. If you got digital nomad money, you got retirement money coming in, they are welcoming Americans to come in because Americans are known for paying their bills on time. And believe it or not, overseas, a lot of people do not pay their bills on time, if at all. So Americans are known, we know we're going to pay our bills for the most part. So people are welcoming us in. So take advantage of that, guys. Yeah. I like what Kevin Samuels was doing. We have more of a passport. This is why I want to dedicate this show to him, because I know everybody in the audience, for the most part, we're traveling or we want to travel, and we've kind of, I ain't gonna say we all opted out of the American system, but for the most part, a lot of us have one foot in, one foot out. We see the benefits of being, selling seeds in other countries. Not only, the women is definitely icing on the cake, but just the overall lifestyle you can live. You don't have to be so in the hustle and bustle, wake up 4, 5 in the morning, sit in traffic, just to pay all your bills. At the end of the day, you just got very little money for savings, and then something happened and you blow your savings. All right. So that's not a good thing, man.
Well said, Black Man Travel. Check this out. Look at all these for real media outlets straight line on Kevin Samuels.
Straight line. Hey, shout out to Sperling. He put the
Attorney Dennis Sperling put it out there. Let's take media takeout. Tariq Nasheed did a show on this evening and talked about that media takeout. And that guy that owns media takeout, Fred Mugwanda, something, he from Uganda. He knows that it's a lie. He knows that he's defaming and slandering the young lady, the nurse that was with Kevin Samuels. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that's in Kevin Samuels' Facebook group that pays to be into the service, the matching service. Everybody knows the young lady because he's been screening her and stuff like that from online, off top. So for media takeout, the New York Times and these people to run with that, to defame him because he was pro-family, like what's going on, and that because of what Kevin Samuels was pointing out in his programming, that sparked a lot of the travel passport brothers. That's what's sparking the passport brothers. So Kevin actually referred to the passport brothers community a lot. He said, "Hey, brothers is getting on these planes in DR and Brazil and Thailand, and making moves." So a part of the bigger picture that he was making a move, and he was taking the cadence of other manosphere people who's already there when Kevin just used to be jumping on panels. He was taking the cadence of Jason Black, Thomas Hardemeyer, Tariq Nasheed, BSL, Igmore, Obsidian, Angry Man, people, the early manosphere people, the early people who were saying this and talking about fathers are being alienated from their child. With child support, you get divorced and lose all your money. So Kevin was a part of all that and soaked up game from all those people on the panels, contributing and stuff like that, and presented it in a way that made every one of these tools of this system that's made to tear black man down in America, made him want to tear Kevin down. Because then he positioned himself as being opposite of all that. And for this guy at Media Takeout to do this, It's just it's a shame. And like Dennis pointed out, Tariq pointed out, the guy from Media Takeout from Uganda. All you see is stuff bashing black people in the U.S., bashing black people in the U.S. They hood rats, they thugs, they this and that. And then you see an article, oh, a Ghanaian wedding, oh, a Nigerian wedding. Oh, this Nigerian person graduated from medical school. Then here go Tanisha them fighting in the Fourth Ward, New Orleans. Then here go Brooklyn fighting. Then this Senegalese graduate. Oh, this nice Nigerian wedding. So we calling out Media Takeout now. We seeing what y'all doing now.
But you know
it's crazy.
Yeah, but you know what? To be honest with you, it's our fault. You know what I mean? Because there's plenty of dudes in this space.
No, brother. Hold on. I gotta stop you right there. It is not off. Hold on. It's not our fault as black men. If we be successful, start a successful business, and then we perish and pass and death, and then for people that's not from America that say that about us and straight lie, and they not in their homeland. I'm a traveler, brother. I don't know if you're a traveler. I would not go to the Dominican Republic and start bashing them people in Dominican Republic. I would not go in Colombia and start bashing the Colombians. Tell them, black man travel, you're not gonna last long.
I know what you mean, but what I meant was that that's why it's so important that we gotta have our own media. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to say, is that
that's what I thought you were trying to say. Yeah.
From now on, we need our own media, we need our own website. Like that website is a janky website. It's been janky forever. Like they don't even put money into it. You know what I'm saying? Right now. That's what I'm saying. Now is the time for the manosphere to come together. You know what I'm saying? And then we have everything we need. First of all, if we had our lawyers, if we had our lawyers like sharks, that's going to be able to. Because right now, like Dennis Sperling, he's getting ready with a class action lawsuit. Trust and believe. All them people that's talking all that, everything's being gathered up. Like we're taking screenshots. We gathering all the evidence, you know what I'm saying? And within the next 2 or 3 months, trust me, there's going to be $100 million lawsuits that's going to be going to all these dudes, and they're going to have to break up some crazy paper. That's what we need from now on. We need institutions.
A lot of people don't know that they have actual specific law firms that talk about slander
exactly
now on YouTube, and they only want like $3,000. And they will actually go to the YouTuber, and those channels would get taken down, and that person would never be able to have a YouTube channel again.
Yeah. And we trust me, the manosphere, we ain't got to go nowhere. We have enough lawyers, enough guys that got the experience that are quiet. All they do is send super chats. You know what I mean? Because they don't need to be on the screen. But trust me, we got all the resources that we need. Now everybody just got to come together. Build an institution and be able to go out there.
Let me bring. Hold on, real quick, Yoga. Let me bring Julian Pompey. I don't know I can't see the other name.
Oh yeah.
He has a difference of opinion. Go ahead, Julian. What was you saying? Welcome to the show. You on? Julian Pompey, you there? All right, go ahead, Yoga.
Well, I was going to point out a lot of people don't think. I'm a foundational Black American from Atlanta, Georgia, Summerhill to be exact. The Summerhill neighborhood to be exact.
Hey, you know what Martin Street at?
I went to elementary school, Ralph McGill Elementary School on Martin Street in Summerhill, right off of the original Georgia Avenue.
Okay, you know where that church at? That Martin Street Church?
Which one? Mount Palmer, the original Mount Palmer at Little Street. It's a church. It was a church on the corner of Little Street and Martin Street, and up past Georgia Avenue, going back towards I-20. It was a church on the corner there. But then you take Marsh Street, goes on up into Peoplestown by Staten Elementary School. It's a church up there on the corner at Marsh Street too. So which one?
I went to private school right there, Marsh Street, the one on the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it from the highway.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's going back up towards I-20. So now you see, I'm really a Summerhillian for real.
Yes, sir.
You said Marsh Street. So
I love that area, man.
I went to Martin Luther King, the original Martin Luther King Middle School, right there, sit on I-20 and Hill Street in Summerhill.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now, what I was gonna say is, I'm from the Summerhill community in Atlanta, and my family is from Old Fourth Ward. All right, my great uncle, my granddad, was in the Korean War. My great uncle was in I said my granddad. My great uncle, my grandma brother too, was in the Korean War. After being in the Korean War, my other uncles and cousins back in that time, 60s, 70s, they went into the military, a lot of them. And it was a draft going on also. These brothers went all over this world, to Dominican Republic, Germany, Japan, Air Force bases in Thailand, down in South America. And so they don't realize when we get these passports and we go to all these different places, they think we're going to these different places strictly. It's sex tourism. No, we're going to these places because the black U.S. soldiers that went to these places on behalf of the United States government of decades before and set up things, and the people recognize us and treat us a certain way. And that's why we're going to these places. Because you can go to Thailand and they know about the Soul Brothers Club from the Vietnam War and what the brothers did over there and having bases around the world. So I'm just putting people up on the game. We traveling to where black men already went and put down things and helped those people. So it's not nothing wrong for black men out the U.S. to go all over this map, everywhere the United States Army and Navy, military, and Air Force to sit in black men. Then it's nothing wrong for us to go there and plant our seed. Just letting y'all know. Somebody else popped up on the panel?
For sure, man.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so I just begin folks be looking crazy when I travel a lot, and they just automatically think, you're traveling for a certain reason, and
Who
I'm
cares,
like,
man? Who cares?
no,
Who cares? It don't matter. Trust me, they don't matter. At the end of the day, you a grown man. They don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You and that's the thing. Everybody feels that they got an opinion of what a black man wants to do with his life or where he want to go. You know what I mean? Tune them out, man. At the end of the day, like Kev never stood for no beef. You know what I mean? He never acknowledged the haters. You know what I'm saying? Let them promote you and go out there and do what you got to do. You know what I mean?
And Pastor Jamal
that's
Bryant
really
in
how you
Atlanta,
got
Georgia. That pastor at New Birth, that new pastor Jamal Bryant at New Birth, he went on his Twitter and started slandering Kevin Samuels. We see you here in the ATL, Pastor Jamal Bryant, over there at New Birth in Decatur, Georgia, on the east side.
He has his own controversy over there. He's sleeping.
Yeah, we see we see you going on your Twitter slandering Kevin Samuels because he's pro-family and he has a standard on the women. And we know you got a congregation all over there in Decatur, east side Atlanta, mostly women. And so you're not gonna tell, and mostly them overweight in your congregation over there at New Birth. We know, and most of them wear weaves and fake nails and fake eyelashes at New Birth. Real talk. He tried to slander KS, but because KS was getting them church women was tuning in to KS. A lot of people didn't like that. KS was taking a church crowd.
He really was. All right, let me catch this comment real quick. Before I let Delano Music come on, by G. Adam Blocker. He says, America is a corporation, not a country. Use it, fellas. Get your money in America and remove it from the corporation and invest into a country of your choosing. Dual citizenship. Hey, that's a good move. That's a very good move. Very good comment, man. Appreciate that comment, G. Adam Blocker. Delano Music, you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
What's going on, bro?
Nothing much. Yeah, I wanted to say something earlier on the earlier stream, but this is more appropriate for here. So obviously, Kevin Samuels is a huge loss for not only the black community but the world in general.
Hey, can you speak a little louder, bro?
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit better.
All right, sorry about that. Yeah, I was just saying, Kevin Samuels did a lot for men in general around the world, and we all appreciate it. It wasn't the appropriate time to say this though, but now it is. It's sad that you can't say this to the man because he's passed, but I think it's important for everybody to like reach out and like people that inspire us to do better in our life. Because Kevin Samuels definitely helped me. He definitely helped me. But I'm saying like example is for you, BMT along with 1MT, and there's several other travel vloggers. You got O'Shea, Duke Jackson. All of you guys are a part of that crowd, a part of that community that inspired a lot of black men around the world. So I just want to let you know, like, you're doing God's work out here.
Oh man, appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. I know some you know, you might not think like I'm just doing what I love to do, but you really impacting a lot of people.
Yeah, man. I want guys to have that same experience I had my first time in Brazil, man. You know, like it was amazing. It was amazing, man.
I understand. But I thought it was kind of corny, you know, seeing I don't want to bring up this page, but Fresh and Fit have said R.I.P. Kevin Samuels too. But I'm like, aren't they the same guys that talk behind his back after they had him on his channel? You know, but as I said before, if you're doing something right, you always gotta have haters.
Oh yeah, I mean Kevin Samuels had probably no less than 100 videos about him per day. All right, and all these idiots because they don't understand media, they don't understand how stuff works. They just blowing them up. That's how he got. Like I said, besides going viral, plenty of times, when you make something about a person, then somebody that watches the video who's never heard of that person. They might actually be in agreement with that person you made the video about. They say, you know what? Let me check this person out. You just basically gave him a subscriber. So I'm pretty sure he understood that. And he blew up, man. He only had 50,000 subscribers for the first 5 years on YouTube. Yeah. His last year, he went to 1.4 million.
Yeah, I remember his early stuff. Like I knew about Kevin Samuels right when he started. He was slimmer. He packed on a lot more muscle as he got older. But like, yeah, man, he was definitely targeting men and a lot of women. Like everyone says, oh, he just talks about women, never addresses men. He was addressing men for 5 years.
Yep,
5
he sure
years
was.
he was addressing men.
And harsh videos. He'll be harsh on us too.
Oh man, but we can handle tough love. That's why men work better around men, not around women. Men can handle tough love. Most women can't, because
I mean, I've been watching Kevin like when he was on the fragrance tip because that's my lane.
Me too.
The suit, fragrance, the watches. So I mean, I was with him when he was like between around 5 and 10,000 subscribers, and I watched him mostly for the fragrance and just the new suits and the shoes. What I mean, I got a lot of my cool style from him. What I mean, so like he was just a freestylist. That I went to, but for the most part, I mean, when it comes to the Fresh and Fit stuff, I mean, for the most part, I mean, they said they try to reach out to him and kind of apologize. For the most part, I mean, I kind of forgave him because they're young, and you know how it is, man. When young dudes get into some money, they think they better than the older dudes. So I mean, all that stuff can be handled. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, with Kevin's passing, like this is the time for everybody to just drop the beats. What I mean? Let's start from square one. What I mean? Let's start fresh. All the beefs is done, and we got to come together and really build a force field and a wall against because as you can see, mainstream women. What I mean? The alphabet, we're surrounded. What I mean? We surrounded on all sides, and if we start fighting amongst each other, they're just gonna pick us off. What I mean? The reason why, what I'm saying, they can come at. They think they can come at KS because they think he's by himself. What I'm saying? That's the only reason why they thought they can come after him because they think he's by himself. But if they know, what I mean, that there's an army that any one of us, they try to disparage. What I mean? They're gonna hit with 1,000 lawsuits from 1,000 lawyers. What I mean? That's in the manosphere around the country. If they know, what I'm saying,
Black Men's Defamation League, just like the Jewish Defamation League.
Exactly. Yeah. What I mean? If we got an entire army of cops, of guys in the political sphere, guys that they don't even know about, that's gonna come out the woodwork. If they come after one of us, trust me, they don't act right. They only doing this because they perceive the black men to be disjointed. What I mean? Not unified and weak. So they can always pick off us one by one. When one of us stick our head up, they just smash it down. What I'm saying? But now's the time, man. The blueprint is already there. What I'm saying? And it's already been shown that you can make $25 to $30 million in 2 years. What I'm saying? In this space. What I'm saying? So
you really can. I see comments all the time. I've actually was reading some of the stuff they said about Kevin Samuels. They were saying that, oh, YouTubers don't make that much money. I'm like, what YouTuber are you talking about? Like, YouTubers make bread, bro. You know, it's all types of ways you can monetize YouTube outside of YouTube with the influence that you have on YouTube. But I want to show this cologne that Kevin had put me on right here. This is called Nautical Voyage, man. This right here get the ladies talking, bro. I'm telling you.
I know
I
about
had no idea about this cologne. It's not expensive. I think I ordered it from the website that he mentioned it on his actual video, and it might have been like what 20, maybe less than $20. And I get the most compliments on this and the Gucci cologne that he put me on. Let me catch the super chat real quick and we'll get right back to it, fellas. Give me 1 second. Shout out to DJ Jarvis. He says he flew that girl in from overseas and was vetting her to be his wife. I don't know about that guy.
I'm
not
Dennis,
sure.
It's confirmed.
Dennis said that she flew herself.
Confirmed.
You know what I mean? She flew herself.
Yeah, it's confirmed. He was vetting her for real. So all that stuff that Media Takeout said and them other people said that's slander.
It really is. Shout out to DJ Jarvis for the $5 super chat. Yeah, I didn't know that. You know, I had no idea.
Shouts out to brother Mad Cow in the chat. That's one of my folks. I was in DR walking down the street. He stopped me. I see him in the chat. Mad Cow was out there with his son.
Yeah.
That's one of military vet brother. That's a military vet.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
On the topic of that,
it's a cheap banger. I never paid more than $2 for that bottle. That's what's up, J Bass. Hey, I'm telling you, man, this little cologne right here get the ladies talking, man. I'm telling you, you'll be surprised. They love that. They love that smell, whatever that is. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. What you saying, Illinois?
Yeah. So on the topic of that woman, who's the? Oh my God, I keep on forgetting the man's name. He's a bigger gentleman, and he's one of Kevin Samuels' friends, and he has a beard.
Dennis Sperling.
Dennis Sperling, thank you.
So, the attorney.
Sperling, he revealed something to me that was it was really shocking. He had a live stream after Kevin Samuels' unfortunate passing. So he stated that Kevin Samuels made these podcasts. He made the vlogs as a way. It was in a way therapy after 2 divorces for him, which I thought was very unique. I didn't even realize this. I knew he was divorced once, but I didn't know twice. Mm-hmm. So he used it as a way of therapy for himself. And on top of that, with the girl, he was seeking to get remarried. I did not know that, you know, but all these things are starting to get revealed as of now, you know. So
yeah, man, he died in the arms of a beautiful woman. What's the better way to go?
Yeah, who would have known?
You know, what's the better way to go, man?
Yeah, man.
You know, and we all got to go. That's the crazy thing about it is when you know when people pass, it almost seems like the public don't understand that we all got to go sometime now. You know what I'm saying? So he was successful in his last few years of life. He was successful before that, I'm sure, but I'm pretty sure he lived it up to the fullest, man. You know.
Yeah.
Very good stuff.
Check out that comment right there, bro, on the screen you got. I see that. He said he got in a fight with his girl today because she was saying, Kes, all the stuff she's saying on the news and stuff. That's wild, bro.
You know what? It's funny, man, because I got into it with a few women that I dated in my past about Kevin Samuels on Facebook. Now, you know, I don't like to waste time doing stuff like that, but it's just when women say disheartening things that's so cold, you'd be like, really, sis? I thought you were better than that. Like, you might not agree with them. But to celebrate somebody's, passing off of, things they said, that's crazy to me. But it just shows you how dark, some women can really be.
Let the snakes reveal themselves. That's all you gotta do. You, to be honest with you, don't even argue. Like that, we gotta stop this. Like men do not argue with women. Don't argue with them. Just cut them off. Because at the end of the day, a woman is easily replaceable. Easily replaceable. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You are the prize. You know what I mean? If they when they come into you, when they're with you, they're in your world. You know what I'm saying? And they gotta go by your rules. If not, you know what I'm saying? As soon as you see, you know what I mean, any of those traits, cut them off. Because if they could do that to somebody that they don't even know, what do you think they're gonna do to you if they get mad at you? You know what I mean? So you always
and that's the crazy part that a lot of black men do not understand. What do you think? This guy was on a high level. He was a high value. He was successful. He dressed very well. And what do you think women gonna do to the so-called average guy when they get upset?
Take you to family court, divorce rape you, and then tell you can only see your kids, like the state says, every other weekend. and you'll be paying money coming out your check for the damn near the rest of your life. That's what they would do. It's called war.
Basically.
If they'll do all this publicly, think about it. What are you doing as an individual if you're gonna go publicly on YouTube where this is forever on the internet? Your kids can go back and see this on social media once they get adults and say, "Mother, so somebody died publicly and they was a counselor and they was just talking to women about reality. You chose to go and say this about them. Like, why did you feel so emotional about it? Why did you feel like you want to go and say something about that?" And then that child might be able to say, "Mom, you weren't married to dad. Mom, we didn't see dad like that." See, these women, these they don't realize it. They don't realize they're not looking at it. It's the equivalent to porn. Yeah, you don't want to be out there on porn and want your kids to see it. You gonna see your kids see you slandering a man that you didn't know, and because he passed and he was frank with women. It's cultural pornography. It's a psychological disease, and most of all, it shows that one is spiritually dead and not connected. And like the brother just pointed out, if they spiritually dead and not connected, they can take your child and ruin your child and have your child dressed in the wrong clothes and LGBT and keep you away from your child. Alienating you ain't nothing. They showing it if they can do this. And so got to be mindful of all women you're dealing with, foreign and abroad. Set it up where you always in a power position and situations, get the lawyered up the most you can pre marrying a chick if you're gonna have kids and all that, and don't put a chick in a power position. Always put it to where she got to come through you to get the house, come through you to get the car. Don't go put stuff on her name and I'm put my chick in a power position. She a boss position. No, she gonna turn around and then abuse you with the power.
Like I'm trying to school and educate all young men that I come across. You got to treat America, you know what I'm saying, like the National Guard. 80 to 100 hours a week, you know what I mean? Get your paper, and then one weekend out of the month, Colombia, Puerto Rico, Brazil, go out there, have your fun, and then come right back and get on that grind.
Tricking is not the answer, though, brother. I would say tricking is not the answer.
No, I'm not saying tricking. I'm saying going out there and just decompress. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, because at the end of the day, the worst thing for you as a man is just dealing with modern women on any level. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay away from them like the C-19. You know what I mean? 6 feet away.
But we do have, hold on, if we stay away from them, you gonna have to interact with them, but don't interact with them to the depth of you not knowing where they can come at you legally and take all your career, your career away from you.
You have to proceed.
At this point, it's too risky. At this point, it's too risky. You know what I mean? What's the point of running around trying to date and do all that and put yourself at risk? Because at the end of the day, all it takes is one phone call and your whole life is ruined. I'm telling dudes to just put your nose to the grindstone. You know what I mean? Get your money up. You know what I'm saying? Don't be wasting your time trying to focus on chasing these straggles out here. You know what I'm saying? And just one weekend out of the month, just take a trip and just decompress. I'm not saying go on the trick, but guess what? Colombia is like 3 hours away. You can go there for a weekend, you get an Airbnb, go out there, have fun. You know what I mean? And go out there and date. I'm not saying going on the trick. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is just be in the atmosphere and then decompress for a weekend, come back, get on that 80, 100 hours a week, get, you know what I mean, have 2 or 3 jobs. Because
okay, I agree with you now. Yeah, don't get into nothing serious until you at about 40 and you got your real money up where you can have assets and have trust and do it the right way.
That's the plan. Because at the end of the day, like, guess what? What do they tell all these bros? They tell these bros to do what? Don't mess with no men, don't mess with no boys. Boys are the enemy. Focus on school. You know, have your whole phase in your 20s. You know, focus on your career when you're 35,
20s, 30s, 40s. Nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. When you're over 40 and over the hill, then go look for somebody to marry. So be a feminist. Do exactly what they do. Take their strategy, because guess what? This is what they pump to all the girls from the moment they're like 13 years old. All the girls get pumped that info. So guess what? Do the same thing they do. You know what I mean? Focus on yourself. Focus on your career. Have your whole phase. Do whatever you want. When you're over 40 and your money's straight and you're good to go, then you can go anywhere in the world and get a virgin. You know what I mean? Every black man deserves a virgin when they're ready to marry. You have to plant your seed in virgin soil. You know what I mean? If you don't plant,
I agree. I agree.
If you
Hey,
don't,
I agree with that, but that's
another.
another. I don't want to. Hey, bro, I don't want to get too off tangent. That's another show for another day.
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you think things will normalize with women in the U.S.? Because obviously Kevin Samuels
never. It's over. Sodom and Gomorrah is over.
It's not looking good. I will say that it's not looking good. Some policies definitely need to change, but the damage could possibly already be done.
Yeah.
Because the women are going to just keep, raising the children the way that they're raising the children, which is going to have an ill effect on everything in society, American society. So the writing might be already on the wall, man. You better off just getting your money in America and going to different countries where, the family structure is a little bit more intact.
Sad.
Even if it's not intact, you still got a better chance out there finding, genuine love than you do in America, where, sometimes when I come across some of these channels with these women, man, I hear some of their talking points. I'm just like, oh, they are so lost, because it's not about what men want. It's about what they want. But what they want is not obtainable, basically. You know what I'm saying? They want to live a life of a woman that's in her prime when they outside their prime. They want Prince Charming when they're not, a princess themselves. They want something that's not. They want a Disney World type of reality when it's just not set. I mean, it's silly, man. So I don't even give it no mind no more. You get that passport and just keep traveling, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm probably
no hymen, no diamond.
Yo, that's a cut. That's a cut right there.
I'm gonna put a t-shirt on.
That's a cut, man. Put that on the
That's a t-shirt.
That's a t-shirt right there. You know what I'm saying? That's a song right there, man. That's like a Drake song.
You hear what's happening over there in Uganda right now, that the men don't want to pay dowries no more because the women not virgins.
Yep.
They don't even want to pay dowries no more. They like, look, I'll marry her, but I ain't giving you nothing.
Bro,
I ain't
you don't understand. I'm going.
But the women still want dowries. So it's still about what the women want. But you might have some guys that might go through with it. Most guys like you. Look, if you're not a virgin, then your family gets nothing. Because I'm gonna tell you something, and this is for another show. That's why I didn't want to get too off into this tangent. But I will say that it's a difference between effing, having sex, and being intimate. And in most cases, and this is the problem that women don't get this message when they're young. In most cases, when they've had too many sexual experiences, it's almost impossible. Not always, but most times it's impossible for a woman to be truly intimate with you, right? She can't pair bond with you, which is going to cause a lot of problems down the line. All right, you can be
exactly
Will Smith rich, Will Smith handsome, Will Smith looks right, but he was not ever able to pair bond with Jada Smith, and this Jada.
Well, stoking too much.
And yeah, she was going around too much, and this is why men want women that have less numbers. This is why men in most countries don't want to even look at women over 25. It's not because they're not attractive any longer. It's because they think that by default you've had too many sexual experiences and you can no longer be intimate with a man. All right. That's just the truth of the matter. So
they don't see how those women in the U.S. do the same thing. Woman in the U.S., she 30, she get married. Good brother engineer son. They stay married about 5 years. They have a kid. She bounce. When she bounce, she have about 6 boyfriends real quick. It's that because she had too many experiences in college. In college, the Qs got at her, the Kappas got at her, the poetry guy got at her, the basketball player got at her. And so he was thinking that he had a chick that had a first experience. She already had 50 experiences, so it ain't new. It's just like how going outside, our parents used to let us go outside when we was in the 1st and 2nd grade for that 2 hours. We felt like that was gold. And then you were able to play the Nintendo for 30 minutes. This was like the world, right? But now that we grown, you got older in high school, that wasn't fun to you no more. And it's the same with women and their vaginas. Once they explored certain things and did it so much over and over, every other day, 3 times a day, they got a boyfriend, and over 10 years, they get 30 years old. How many boyfriends they had? You don't do it. You don't do it for them. They're looking for, if you do, they're looking for another experience because they experienced too many. When a woman is a virgin, she ain't had those experiences. So those first experiences, she cherished them, and they really in her memory banks and her DNA and her spirit like that.
Yeah, we touching some buttons. We got, I told you I got some women subscribers now, so we touching some buttons here. But
look at how Pastor Dow them doing it on YouTube. Pastor Dow them in Georgia and Tennessee. Mm-hmm. I peeped them, and they got marriages, and people married down there got married at 19 and 23, and the people been married like 17 years now because they've been going for about 30 years. So he got people who's married, women married in 17 virgins and still married. It's beautiful.
Yo,
BMT. This is one of the reasons that our grandparents stayed married for 40. I say this all the time. They got married 50, 60 years because they got married at 18, 19, 20. They was able to pair bond.
Yeah, not all those experiences. They didn't have all them experiences.
And you trying to marry like I saw a video that Boyce Watkins. He's a fence liner. He's a panda.
He's a panda bear.
He did like a little video about Kevin Samuels, and he got upset by the single mothers, but a lot of women don't even like.
He's still doing it now. He's still doing it now. Pandering,
not even realizing that the whole world knows your wife does not even want you. You're just there to be a provider and an extra income for her. She was on her wedding day. Boyce Watkins, if you hear this, I don't know if you're gonna hear this, but on your wedding day, if your wife is standing next too closer to the best man, that's a problem.
Willie D.
That's the issue, man. And he don't even see it because he's so lost. It's cool to be a stepdad. Women, Kevin Samuels, he's wrong. I'm like, bro, you just have a low IQ. You have a high IQ when it comes to stocks and all that other stuff, but you got a low IQ when it comes to women.
He's the prototype of a simp.
The best man knocking the goddamn your wife, bro.
He's the prototype of a simp. He looks like a teddy bear. You know what I'm saying? He looks like a teddy bear with glasses. You know what I'm saying? He's basically a panda bear. You know, he's the prototype.
I'm trying to get one of them to come on the panel, but they don't want no smoke. I see.
They don't want it. Look, listen,
we're gonna be gentlemen if you come on the panel, but you come on the Kevin Samuels panel, so you're gonna get a little smoke.
BMT. When to all the men, listen to me. When you're over 40 and you ready, all you gotta do is just go to the Middle East. You know what I mean? Go to the Islamic nations, and there's a young 23 to 25-year-old virgin ready for you. You know what I'm saying? And their father will give them to you gladly. If they know you got the money and you could take care of them, they be looking to get rid of their women by the time they 14, 15. They just want to throw them out the house. They just want to give them to any. They just want to give them to a man that's ready to take care of them.
Hold on, real quick, Mr. Ducko. I got to catch this comment. She said, "Nope, our grandmothers were forced to marry at 14 in the South."
No, they wasn't. No, they wasn't.
My grandma got married at like 19, 20. What are you talking about? Like
that's how it was down south.
They're talking about them backwoods in Mississippi back in the 18 right after slavery or during slavery or something like that. Come on, we're not talking about that. They always go for that though. They always want to go for that type of stuff.
Yeah, but you see the funny thing is that guess what? Your grandmother was married at 14. You were effing at 14. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's what they don't.
We don't want to. Because you know how YouTube is. We don't want to get too deep into that because people have flagged the video and everything. So let's go.
Well, let's say this about traveling. When I travel into these other nations around the planet, I see in their culture that it's in their culture where their women are having babies right at 18. They already married at 17 and stuff like that. And I can tell you, especially from DR, you go to DR, it's rare. Like for real, you see they having kids at 17 and 18, and then
it's actually healthier for women to have children around that age. But that's not a story for a different day.
So for the young lady that said that if you look at you got to study the world culture, and that's why it's good to get outside the U.S. You go over to the other side of the world, what we call the Middle East and Eastern Africa. It's young ladies on their second child by their 18, and they've been married for 2 years, and their husband is established. They don't have to worry. They never seen such thing as a rental or a mortgage or a car payment or anything like that, and they never will. So you have to understand. You talk to a panel. I know 2 brothers on here, 3 brothers on here. But all of us travel the world and frequent travel the world. And the brothers outside of the U.S. now. So,
Hey, shout out to Sigma America Arcana. He says, "Boys walking smart enough to be useful, dumb enough to be used." That's a good quote. Who's making all these good ass quotes? Let me
exactly.
get some t-shirts up in here, bro. Shit. Let me see who making all
exactly. But we have to understand about boys.
No hymen, no diamond.
Oh, exactly. That's the young lady Boyce wanted at 18 when he was a freshman at Indiana University. See, she was
had like 2-3 kids on them.
Yeah, they came in as freshmen together. Now I attended Fort Valley State, graduated from Fort Valley State University, and I had my college girlfriend. I got that one I wanted. She was Miss Fort Valley State, and so
what year you graduated, bro?
I came out of 02, Fort Valley State.
Okay, you was a little bit.
Dr. Kofi Lamote was the president at the time. I published a book my senior year at Fort Valley State, so I was kind of popular.
You probably not a couple of girls I knew down there in Fort Valley, because a lot of them from my high school went down there.
Oh, definitely. And
Medica and Creekside. So I know you touched up.
So you was from the South Side, Clayton, South Fulton, Creekside.
That's why I went to school. That's not where I'm from, but yeah, that's where I went to school at.
All right, then the burbs, definitely nice side. So Boyce took it back to his 18-year-old time, and she knew exactly how to do him, still in contact with him. And so Boyce is looking at it from this perspective. She's a PhD. I'm being attacked by Yvette Cornell and the heavyweight chick that was attacking Tariq Nasheed. What's her name? Michi Munchie. Yeah, Tariq said he got them potato chips called Michi Munchie, Michi X. So Boyce is getting attacked about all these women that used to work for him, and they're exposing him. And so Boyce is looking like, okay, let me deal with a woman that's not an LGBT woman, that's not a hood woman. I went to school with her. I used to be in love with her when I was 18. I always wanted her, but she chose the other athlete guy when we was in college. She's available now. She's reached out to me through the Alumni Association. And so Boyce put himself back into the mindset of he's 18 years old, but now he has $5 million and he's Dr. Boyce Watkins. So more money show you what people really want to do and who they really are. So Boyce is now got $5 million. His daughter is married off, is grown now, and he just show you more money, show you people be more who they are. So he always wanted that girl and wanted to do that. So in her eyes, she's still 18. Even though she got kids and he willing to take care of her 8-year-old child. So more money lets them be more of simps. So when some guys are focusing really on business, more money have them triple and quadruple their money, have them make more industry. Some guys are focused on their athletic and their body. So they get more money. They even get better. They even get more focused on what they're doing and start a business on their athletic stuff. And when some guys show you what they was really simps, then they get more money and then they really go at it. So that's a prime case of it. I just don't want younger guys to go and say, let me go and marry a woman that's already established and had kids, and that's a young man, he taking care of somebody else's responsibilities. That's a no-no. And Boyce became a direct enemy of the Black community by going out and saying and going against that. And he knows that's wrong. They even teach that, that's in the scriptures and all of that. So that's the only thing on that.
That's true.
And his name is Panda Bear Boyce Watkins. That always get it correct. Just like they got the PhD up there, he earned that, and we're gonna give him his credentials. So always get him his correct credentials. He's PhD Panda Bear Boyce Watkins.
Yeah, man. Boyce, he came in the game. He has with all the stock investing and the financial advice. But when he went to trying to, I guess, motivate guys into marrying women that already had children and already made families in this day and age, when it's getting tough as it is in America, it's like, hey, bro, you on your own with that one. And even a lot of women caught him pandering, and they was going at him too. Women don't like. They know what you're trying to do, boy. It's like you're trying to be nice to get the nookie. Come on, man. They know. They already know. Women already know what you want before you open your mouth, bro.
To be honest with you, he looks just like those. You remember back in the 90s or like in the early 2000s, those like those Build-A-Bear joints, like when you went to the mall and they had those Build-A-Bear joints, and you can build them, put clothes on them, stuff like that. He looks exactly like one of those small little panda bears that you just create and put the little glasses on. And he's a funny dude, man. He's a prototype of a simp. You know what I mean? That's exactly well, when you think of a simp, like he literally that's the image of a simp if you were to ever think of it. A dude
It's a mental disorder that a lot of us as brothers here in the U.S. that grew up with single mothers. Boyce grew up with a single mother. Y'all know his story. She was like 17 in high school, and she was gonna get him aborted and all that. You know, he tell his story. So Boyce sees all black women as his mother, that teenage mother that's deciding to go to the abortion clinic or not, and all that. So a part of him is a mentality. It's a mental disorder. Is I'm saving my mother through saving this other woman with her kids. And a lot of us, and then Spurley points out, he calls it a simp chip, but it is a real disorder that's trauma, being alienated from your father, or not having your father, not even knowing who your father was. And some of us, you know, and having multiple sisters and brothers, and none of y'all, everybody got different daddies, and nobody really know who their parent is. So when that young man get 20 years old, 30 years old, part of him still trying to save his mom. And I know that because I was affected by that, because I was told in high school, yeah, you know, you're gonna go to college, you're gonna go to the military, because you know you're gonna get right, so you can buy your mama a house, so you can do this for your mama, because we were struggling the whole time, a certain point of time. So it's like, I got to do all this, and then once I get successful, first thing I do is go back and take care of mama like I'm the husband. Mama's supposed to be right and doing things and making it. She's supposed to be teaching me. They supposed to be handing other cultures. They handing stuff down to them. In our culture, we think it's fine for us to fresh get out of college, and now we got to go pay all mama bills and all of that.
And so we're the only culture that thinks like that too, because other cultures, you know,
and then have us feeling bad if we don't do it. The
family is trying to assist the boys and their legacies and everything. But we the only culture that thinks like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, why?
That's why we never leave the block. That's why we never leave. You know what I mean? The block. That's why we're always behind everybody. That's why we're always on square one, because no inheritance. Wealth is built through inheritance. Everybody knows this. You know what I'm saying? The reason why the average white person is worth like $300,000 to $600,000 because guess what? They've had inheritances, life insurance.
There you go.
Handed down from grandfather to grandson. Yeah, there's people that you know what I mean. If you go to Texas, most people in Texas that have like real paper, they have it because they've got land that was given to their great grandfather. You know what I'm saying? That got like thousands of acres, and then every generation they just sell off a piece of that acreage, and then they chilling. There's people in Texas that they've never worked a day in their life because they got nothing but buco land. And anytime they need some extra cash, they just go to the bank, you know what I mean, put some of that property up, you know, as collateral, and they're able to refinance, get money, and be able to do it and flip it. With us, we got nothing. We got nothing. You know what I'm saying?
But supposed to give everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you're supposed to graduate from college, and then that was what was told to me and my family. It was like told but not said, but said. But then as soon as I got in a position where I got that job I wanted, I hit that salary number that I wanted. It was like, oh well, you need to take care of this and this and this and this. And I'm like, I need to be getting prepared to start my family.
Mm-hmm. Your mother, the person responsible for your mother is her husband, and if she ain't got one, that ain't your problem.
Hey, look, I didn't have the internet wasn't out like this in 2000. I went to Fort Valley State. 1998 was my freshman year. Came out in 2002. The social media, YouTube, it wasn't like this. Brothers weren't like this. Everybody didn't even have smartphones like that at the time. Oh, it wasn't even smartphones at the time. The Razor wasn't even out. The Motorola Razor went out in 2002. So I didn't have this, and I was playing it by, I was going just damn near blindly going off the Disney story, what I've been taught by the movies, the 90s movies. Look at all the 90s movies. That's what I really kind of knew. And then the stuff outside of the American culture. Yeah, it was all Babyface. We had 112. I mean Usher. I'm just showing you the stuff I was on in high school, the stuff who was out at the time. Boys to Men.
You can have whatever you like. You already know.
like stuff like that. So in Atlanta, it was, and then we looking at what's going on. We looking at, okay, we trying to do what the old civil rights movement, Dr. King them did. They had wives that stayed with them to the end. So we thinking, all right, we go to college, not get in trouble. We gonna get get an educated woman, Spelman, Fisk, South Carolina State, Clark, and then they're gonna want to kick it, like how our grandparents kicked it in Atlanta. And so now these chicks not on that. So I'm in a situation. I make the right moves. I buy the first house. I got a 3-level house up in the Vinings, 2-car garage, making it happen up in South Cobb. No, she's on some, literally seem like she watching TV. And then how the TV program is, the next month she's acting like one of the characters on TV.
Man, what are you saying, bro?
This is right when those reality shows came out, like in 07, 08, 09, Housewives and all that.
Yoga, I'm literally reading your script like it's my own, bro. I remember when Sex and the City came out and watching my girlfriend literally change her person. I'm like, you can stop watching that show.
I'm like,
change her personality by watching a damn TV show. Is that 30 years old? 30 years old, still being influenced by a damn TV show.
There you go. I said, what are you talking about? Damn. We got 3,000 square feet. We got hard floors. We're in the Vinings. We good. It's no kick doors over here. The racist white people cross the street. So you know how Cobb County is. There's nothing going on. I got enough where I'm making on my career where she doesn't have to work, stay at home with the baby. Got my mom over to help. Now I'm paying my mom bills because I have my mom over to help with the baby on the new nanny stuff. She was going outside of the rules, and now my dad and my family looking back, we said, well, she purposely going outside of your rules then. So I'm giving her a budget, filling up the tank and all of that. So you don't even need any money like that. She's still going over the financial rules, coming back with bags and doing other stuff that you don't supposed to be doing. And then when I say, okay, well, now I got to treat you, do it like this. I'm just putting this amount of money in the account. There you go. And so then she booked from there. I wasn't aware of no family laws and nothing like that. I'm just thinking like, look, I never been arrested in my life, never been in no trouble. I'm good on my job. I'm in management. I'm almost 10 years in my career. I'm good to go. And I didn't know the laws. And I came home from work. She packed up the car, said, I'm going to Philadelphia. So you going to Philly? Oh yeah, all this, you only putting this amount of money in the bank account. I said, what are you talking about? You got a full tank of gas, all bills paid for new clothes, for your new size after we had the baby, everything went in right neighborhood, everything. It was because she wants control, and I didn't know this. I'm thinking, hey, I made it where everything's right, and my mama's a nanny. So you already know there's no crazy stuff going on in my house. My mama stay in the house as the nanny. So you already know what type of man I am. Right there. So she packed up. I'm thinking like, no, I'll call her people in Philly. Hey, she's tripping. Maybe this is some postpartum from the baby. We still got a newborn, this and that. I'm talking to her sister, her people up there. They like, yeah, they talking to her. She gonna go ahead and leave anyway. And that's the first day I was ever involved with any law enforcement, anything. They came out and told me, my neighbor wife talking to her, and they told me, well, this is a civil matter and you couldn't stop her. And I'm like, she just can't take the baby and leave the state like that. But I should have been already prepared going into all this. I should have already had like a family lawyer on call and all that to call right then. I called my dad. My dad was like, yeah, it's a snowstorm like up the East Coast. How's she gonna drive up the East Coast with the baby? That's not happening, And so the police told me, no, you can't stop her. And then I said, well, I'm not moving my car then because the baby not going. I'm not going to try to take the baby physically out of her arms and all that, but I'm going to get the baby when she put him in the car seat. And then they was like, well, we're going to have to arrest you. And
what?
Yeah, that's what Carl told me. And so it went down because I was like, I'm the father. I'm supposed to die for my baby. You're not driving a baby. Even if you're going to leave, you're not doing it like this and try to drive. We're going to fly up there, move your stuff. You're not going to try to drive and it's a snowstorm of the East Coast. No. And so when I didn't, I stopped there. I went on to physically, no, the baby gonna stay here in the car seat, and took the car seat out the car. Then the police, okay, you got to be arrested and all that because you can't do that. And it wasn't nothing violent or nothing like that. So my family was already there, neighbor and my father. So they followed the squad car right on down. And my neighbor's in the military. He said, "You doing this to a good man." He talked to them. They was in military. He said, "Man, I'm gonna have to talk to the sergeant when we get over here to the police precinct. Talk to the sergeant and everything." But because that's when I found out about Georgia laws. I got a lawyer and all of that. So with the Georgia laws and the family laws, fellas, it's already set against you. You can be married, have all the money in the world, it is no infidelity or anything like that. That woman can say, hey, it's something called no fault divorce. That means she can just get out the contract when she wants to. She can go down to the courthouse. You can be at work. She don't say nothing to you. She can give you some good loving that morning. You go to work. She get a lawyer. You go to the courthouse at 12, file the paperwork. You come home from work. They tell you you can't stay in your house that night because she's filed paperwork and she feel that she'll be threatened, and you got to stay at your house until y'all go to family court. And you like, hold on, I stay in this house. And they're like, yeah, so we're going to escort you with the marshals and stuff tomorrow so you can get all your clothes and stuff. Literally, that's how the law can go in Georgia. I did not know that. And then I looked all this stuff up and I said, man, we need to be teaching our sons and stuff this, because how can you get married? This basically the government said we don't want families no more. And they didn't notify us. And then, but they show us the Disney story to have us to go create the baby, knowing that anytime a woman can leave the contract. Now, there's nowhere else in business where two companies can come together and they can make agreements, and then one company pull back and the other company say, hey, you broke the agreement. And then the other company say, yeah, I know I broke it. Plus, you're going to have to pay me out. Nowhere in business that exists.
And marriage is a business.
Then you look at the family laws, then you say, hold on. So basically they saying, don't get married. Don't have kids because we'll punish you for doing it. And that's what's going on in the country.
You see, and
that's
this
facts,
is why
man.
I'm 30, but this is exactly why I'm like, I was asked, would you get married? I don't know about marriage. I maybe I could have a partnership with a woman.
It's real simple. It's real simple. Go to an Islamic country. That's it. Dubai, you know what I mean? Oman, go.
Yeah, they don't have those problems over there. They laws are different.
Go somewhere where the environment and the laws favor you, and that's it. And you can control your environment. That's all you got to do. You know what I mean? Right now, you can go to Dubai, you can go to Oman, anywhere in that geographic area, the Caribbean area, in the Mediterranean area, you're good. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much where I'm going to be. North Africa, you know what I mean? Dubai, you know what I mean? Someplace in Africa, but I will never, ever raise a child over here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no,
that's
out the question.
That's an amazing story, Yoga. That's amazing, bro. It's funny because
BMT, that's common.
At first, I'm thinking I'm reading what you're saying is reading the same script I'm reading. I'm like, damn, I went
that's
the
a
same
common
thing.
Story. That's a common
story. But with the baby, I was like, wow.
Right in the ATL. So you know how Cobb is. And it was two white boys.
And Cobb is hella racist.
Hold on, Cobb is where Newt Gingrich and all them stay. I'm telling folks, I was doing my thing in corporate, fellas. I had the corner office. I had 15 people working up under me. I'd hired like two brothers from Albany State, the old quarterback at Fort Valley State, some of my boys from school. So I was doing like that. Everybody got farms outside. I was starting everybody off with farms outside. So I was doing my thing over in the Viners. If you know anything about the ATL, the Viners, it's good. And so when the white boys pulled up, they weren't expecting me coming outside of the house. So that right there, that I guess enraged the guys. And then my neighbor came out, and my neighbor is one of them, but he vouching for me heavy. You see, so that played a part into, I think if it would have been a white couple, they would have been like, oh, yeah, man, it's a snowstorm coming to Georgia. It's already up the East Coast. We know this is going on right now, and A, B, C, and D, and my mom is there. They wouldn't have did all that to a white couple like that. Especially, we wasn't no yelling or arguing like that. I just got the car seat, and I'm standing right there in front of the office. Just reach over easily. Like, look, we're gonna take the baby back in the house now. It's it's already cold out here. We're gonna we'll do all this tomorrow safely. We have your sisters them to come down. I'll fly y'all out. We'll just do this, in the right way. and I had a chick that I didn't know that already knew what the laws was, that had other homegirls, the married guys that's doing good, got degrees, and then they know they're getting a check from that guy. And then they know the Georgia law is they get 25% of your salary. I didn't know this. I don't know these things. I didn't know this.
It's like I didn't know this.
And I just got a raise. I'm letting her know everything I'm doing. I'm managing 15 people. We in sales. I'm getting bonuses off their bonuses. It's y'all know how I go in corporate sales. You eat good when you do good. And so I'm doing good. I'm in an MBA program on top of that. I'm doing so good where she don't have to work. I'm thinking she looking at me like he's winning. Our babies are gonna be good for the next generation. Is gonna be good. No, she's looking at okay. He's looking like he making the bag. He getting it now. He in stride, and he gonna go higher. Let me build ship while I'm in this state, and I know the laws. It's no fault. I can just go down there while he at work, and then I'm gonna get 25% of his check. And let me do that now. And I already had it planned to talk to homegirls. I didn't know all of this. And when she went up to Philly, that's when I found out, like, hold on, you had this planned. So the more successful I was, the more closer she was to pulling the trigger. So when I went from, I was at here, I was hovering at 100, and with my bonuses and stuff, I'm hovering at 100. Then I got the raise in the position and the move campuses and all that. Now I'm really up there. She's looking like, oh yeah, she's doing the Birdman rub. And I'm thinking, I'm thinking, I got a nanny. You don't have to work. I'm about to put 20 G's over to the side. We about to start this family business. And after you finish with this newborn right here, then we're gonna do a family home school situation or a nursery. We finna get some money and get licensed by the state. I'm thinking like that for the next 3 years with the type of money I'm making. She thinking Birdman rub. I can go to Philly. I can stun on the motherfuckers back in my old area. He gonna be potting the bill. I got a baby. I can go get me a young nigga that just want to bang, and bam.
That's crazy. I mean, you see, this is why I've never heard stories like this until I started joining your live streams, man. I mean, literally, I'm from Jamaica, and this is not that common in Jamaica. So to hear a story like that is a nice.
Hey, chicks that I went to Fort Valley State with, I run into their husbands and stuff who was in college, and it's the same thing. Brothers is doing it. I got one brother that's a dentist that went to Fort Valley State with me. Other brothers, it's the same thing, man. About 5-7 years, he doing good. He in the church. They looking at it like the Birdman rub, like, yeah, get that salary up so I can get 25% of it. And then you're going to have to stay in there because you're going to want your kids. Mm-hmm. So what guy then got his license to be a dentist? What guy then got his license to be an engineer, to be a contractor, to be a certified plumber and all that? Going to be like, well, I'm going to quit so I can get a lower salary so I got to pay her that much. He already licensed in that. So she knows she going to get the bulk of his money. Then he contracting it. We at the age where we 40. So our salary's up there. All of us making good money. And they know that. And then they pull, they pulling out because they know they can take a chunk of that. And then go mess with a young guy, or go get on a plane, go to Jamaica, and them young guys are thirsty guys, or broke guys in other countries are bang them. And that's real, fellas. Y'all gotta watch that.
Cold world, man. Cold world.
I mean, I haven't dated in the US since 2010, so.
And the ones with the degrees and the worked in the corporate jobs, them the ones they got. That's their game. Yeah. They gonna rub your feet and be submissive and all that, so you can do that marriage license and do all that. And they know once you got that marriage license, man, they can flip it and nothing you can do because it's on paper with the state. And the judge, you can tell the judges, hey, I've been this type of man. I want this for my family, and they're gonna look and say, well, Georgia code says the child goes with the mother, and this part of your salary, percentage of your salary, and based off the Social Security we found in the system, based off of you, this is what you make. No matter what you tell us you make, and these are the stipulations. Man. And you be like, hold on, I already paid a lawyer 10 G's just to come in here for the judge to rule and say, this is what it is. I could have kept my 10 G's and came in there, and y'all already said, these are the rules. It's 25% of your paycheck, and you're going to get the kids every other weekend. But they have you to go get a lawyer. They pay the lawyer $15 10 G's just for, and the lawyer already knows what the codes are. So I said, man, I could have saved that money and it could have went towards the child support.
They
I'm showing y'all the game of the lawyers. Look, in Georgia, no matter, you can lawyer up, you can spend as much as you want. It's literally like this, fellas. It's 25% of your paycheck. You're gonna see the kids every other weekend. Period. So you can go and spend all the money up front. That's what it is.
I'll stick to being abroad.
Fellas, did any of you see the YouTube program from the Asian dude, the tech lead, talking about his I saw that child support situation.
I saw lead attorney's take on it. I didn't see his video.
Yo, listen to this, man. This dude had a Japanese wife. She divorced him, went to Japan with the kid. She found out she could still put him on child support. She came back to the US, got him on child support, took his money, and then went back to Japan, and he's paying child support in Japan. He was everything you said. It's a
law game.
The same way.
So we got to start looking at the countries and then looking at them, how their laws are set up, and then now we know how to navigate through the countries, and then how you're going to interact with the woman. That's how the new game, fellas. Yoga is bringing a new travel game for the 2022. We got to look at the countries. If you really want to have a family thing and leave a legacy and stuff like that, got to look at the countries where the laws are certain ways, so you can be patriarchal and have a patriarchal lineage and set things up where the woman can't not sabotage you financially.
So let me ask you this, Yoga. Are you saying that it's no point in getting a divorce lawyer?
In the state of Georgia, I experienced this myself. You can pay all the divorce. Lead attorney telling people.
Yep, lead
attorney tells you. He's been a family lawyer for 20 some years. And lead attorney tell everybody, look, Kwame Brown, no matter all the lawyers he paid, once the judge says you have to pay this thing where the court has to get this special lawyer to investigate, Kwame Brown had to pay it. Or then they tried to put a warrant out on him so he couldn't come to his daughter's school. And lead attorney said, hey, no matter how many lawyers Kwame Brown said, these are already statutes on the laws. See, lead attorney gives it out without giving it out. So those are already the laws of Georgia. It's already 25% of whatever you're making, so it's no cap on it. So it's not like Texas, like Attorney Dennis Sperling. Attorney Dennis Sperling to give a little game on his personal stuff. Down there, they got it's like a $1,700 cap or $1,800 cap, no matter what the man is making. But see, like in Georgia, California, it's 25% of what you're making. So the more you make every year, fellas, you go work your ass off in corporate, you go work your ass off on that construction site, you go work your ass off at that airport and on that sewer system and on that plumbing job and on that IT job. The more you gain, and then she go down there right to the court system, know how to say nothing to you and say, hey, I need more. You be like, what? So I worked hard 5 years ago. So you mad now because you saw me on YouTube because now I'm building a house in DR, and it was 5 years ago last time I seen you in court. Now all of a sudden I get a letter in the mail saying I got to come to court, and the judge says, and they rule on it. Now she gets the new 25% of what I'm newly making. I'm like,
so you currently going through this right now?
Not now, because it almost destroyed me. And that's when I started traveling. That's when I got put onto some things. I started traveling. I'm gonna put y'all brothers on. When I started traveling as in my 30s, I was traveling. My trip was offered to me for me to go to a voodoo ceremony in Cuba so I can get back my kids. And my friends did it for me because they saw how distraught, how I was thrown off the rails in my life with my son being taken away like that. And when I got a lawyer and went out to the courts and saw the rules, and they said, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. So I said, she basically just got taking the child in the state of saying this, and it really destroyed me because I really didn't know, fellas, that they can take your child and just go do that to you. I didn't know this. See, Dennis Sperling, he's a little older than me. It happened to him on his third child and ABC, and he was already a lawyer. I really didn't know by law that they can just snatch the baby away like that, fellas. So it really shattered me. My heart was really broken. And I felt like the only thing for me to do is go up here and strong arm my baby, because the scriptures, just like any wild animal, they're going to die on the spot for their baby. That lion going to die right then and say, hey, well, you got to kill me. You talking about coming here and doing some of these cubs. And that's how I felt. And my family stopped me. my family said, you can't do this. And I said, well, why y'all didn't tell me it was like this? Y'all done had me to go to college and school and make these good grades and not get in trouble, out here to get robbed like this. And then a judge in the state, and that's when I saw
What'd your family say when you said that? What'd your family say?
That's when I found out, when they was on the bullshit, and I had to talk to them on the real, and my parents. And that's when my grandmother and my aunties and uncles told me what my parents really were and who they were as younger people, and why I was raised a certain way and why I wasn't told a certain way. And now I see. I was like, oh, okay, no, my mama ain't gonna never preach that child support and watch out for this, because that happened they was going through that. But we didn't never know as kids. They kept it, and they sisters and brothers kept it away from us. So me and my sister never know that my dad had warrants and had to go to court, and my mama did all that, and they kept it away from us. And I found out about it at 30 years old, fellas, after my child was taken from me.
But why didn't your father school you on the game?
Hold on, and that's what I say. I don't right now. We don't speak right now, because I said, how can you be a man and you're not leaving a legacy, a physical legacy, physical financial things, and those are assets for protection. So you can give all the rides to school to the grandkids now you want. No, don't do that. We don't need you to do that. You're trying to do that for me, my sister, my brother. No, we need you right now. You take your time. You write a book or something. You do something online. You do something where you put money up and buy gold. You leave something for financial protection for your people. And if you can't do that, and I told them, now I understand why your sisters and brothers gave me the scoop on you and my mother. You see, sometimes we have to learn about our parents from their friends and their peers, the who they really are. You see, and then this is the same man. When I started traveling, my dad hated on me, but I didn't know he was hating on me. I was down in DR for that first time for a month in 2020 when COVID hit. And I was on a couple of YouTube channels, Free Society, Flip, Bo Rakes, a couple people, TaylorMade, and people down there in DR and stuff. And I said, man, Chef Kev and some other people said, man, we about to go to Colombia, Yoga. Come on, let's go to Colombia. We about to hit Cartagena. Tickets are cheap from Santo Domingo. I said, yeah. I called back on. It was my first time in DR, so I'm going to touch in with my family. So I let my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother know, like, I'm about to go down to Colombia, A, B, C, and D. Everybody like, okay, have fun. Show us some more stuff on the WhatsApp. My dad said, no, don't go to Colombia. No. I said, why? He didn't have an answer. He just said, no, don't go to Colombia. Who you going with? I said, I'm going with a couple other guys that travel. They got Airbnbs down there. They already got land down there. I just got a bad feeling.
Travel cheaper than child support.
But see, that was
it is.
That was like my dad hating, and I didn't peep it.
Hey, man.
And then afterwards, when things, and looking back in hindsight, and I'm to try to get him to travel, try to get him to lead the country in certain things, then I really see the closed-minded part of my parents. And sometimes us as being the children, we don't see, all the way how our parents are closed-minded, but they don't come out and say it. They just kind of stay away from things. And I'm wondering why my parents never traveled, why they never took us to travel. And now I'm saying that I got the money to pay for the whole trip for you to come down. I'm telling them there's other men in your age group, TaylorMade, and all of them are down there. I show them some of the YouTube videos, and now I see. And so when I'm telling young brothers, I'm giving y'all some real learn from mine, my experiences.
Yeah, but facts, man. Let me catch a super chat real quick. By my guy MAB Marcus A. Brown tonight super chat. He says, "Much respect for this conversation, brothers." I appreciate that tonight super chat. Shout out to MAB. I ain't heard from you in a while, man. We gotta holler. Shout out to Marcus A. Brown. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the show, man. Like I say, I'm gonna get everybody's final thoughts on Kevin Samuels, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap it on up. I'll start off with you, Mr. Darko. Mr. Darko, you take yourself off mute. Okay, we'll go to you, Delno Music. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead, bro. What's your closing thoughts on Kevin Samuels?
Yoga's story basically summed up our frustration, and Kevin Samuels always brought that up. But I think everybody should appreciate you as well as Kevin Samuels, everybody that helps him out and gets further in life. But it's sad that we lost him. I'm real distraught on how some people have been just dancing on his grave in a sense. It's disgusting. It's honestly disgusting. But I'm glad that he put out his message because he's honestly helped me, and it was a nice wake up call. You know, everybody need a wake up call. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm grateful that he got his message out. It's like a Patrice O'Neal situation for me. You know, yeah, I love Patrice O'Neal. Back out, man. That Black Phillip show started on my birthday, ironically. So that
he was doing this when it wasn't popular to do it too.
Yeah, man, and I loved every second of it, man. I love
That's
it.
facts.
I got all those. I got all the episodes on. I always listen to it every year. But yeah, man, I truly appreciate Kevin Samuels stuff. So, man, thankfully we have it stored on YouTube and we can always reference it anytime we have problems in our lives. You know.
Facts.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Richard Marshall with a $20 super chat. I really appreciate that. He says, "Thanks for sharing. God bless." Go ahead, Yogi. You want your closing thoughts on the Kevin Samuels?
What happened?
You gotta take yourself off mute, Yoga.
I say the brother Kevin Samuels made about $20, $25 million, $20 million, $25 million in 2 years. And he started a business, mastered a skill, marketed and took his skill and his craft directly to consumer. And that's an amazing thing. That's a juggernaut in the YouTube community. Void race. So from a business aspect, I put him up there. Up there with Soldier Boy with this YouTube. Soldier Boy blew up and got out, but see, he still got signed by the white people. Kevin never got signed by the white people and reached those heights of 700,000 a month. So that's a glorious thing. That's remarkable. And I would like to see some other brothers that's invested in this YouTube, and it's unique, and our stories are unique, and our story to let you know the stories in this manosphere is real, and it's a thirst for Black man story on the mainstream. Y'all see what's going on. So Black Man Trouble, all you other brothers with your YouTube page that's doing exquisite, extraordinary things. This brother's coming live from Thailand right now, all the way from the ATL. Exquisite, extraordinary things. We are that oomph that everybody looking for, and Kevin was prime example of that. Hey, just market yourself, fellas, and the world ain't no other Black man on the world like the ones out the USA. And not no hating or no diss, but it is what it is, and when we see that, so I want those brothers and you, Black Man Travel, to keep doing extraordinary things. That's it. Salute.
Salute, man. Salute. Mr. Darko, you there? Or you out?
Nah, I mean, I'm here, man. Sorry, I was cooking, but
no, you good.
Basically, you know what I mean? If there's nothing else we do, we got to come together. We got to build institutions, you know what I mean? And we got to build from this energy that's been put out here right now and build wealth, man. You know what I'm saying? There's too much money out here for us to be too divided and running around and not supporting each other. So as long as we can do that, the sky's the limit, man. Because to be honest with you, we own this space, man. Like everybody takes their cue from us. You know what I mean? Kevin Samuel already proved it. You know, this is a guy that's supposed to be on YouTube, yet every single mainstream media is talking about this dude. But yet he never went to the mainstream. You know what I'm saying? He did 1 or 2 videos for Future and somebody else, but like he never left YouTube. Like he wasn't out there on TV yet TMZ, everybody got him on because everybody was watching from all around the world. So don't just think just because you got 15,000 or 2,000 or even 5,000 followers, like your voice is not being heard, man. Trust me. Just like hip hop, we are the engine. We are what everybody looks for the trends, for what's going on, for what's coming around the corner, man. So let's be the leaders. Let's come together, unite. Let's protect what's ours, our intellectual property, and let's build this money, man. Let's get this wealth. That's all I gotta say.
All right, man. Well, once again, fellas, great show. I appreciate everybody coming on to the panel. Also, rest in power to Kevin Samuels. That's a tough loss. But we got to, keep going, keep the message strong, keep his message alive, or rather, and living our lives to the fullest, man. Never give up on your life. What Kevin Samuels was the greatest example of is you can be successful at any age in your life. So never give up, man. All right. Rest in power to Kevin Samuels. Peace.